So in this Fallout 76 video, I'm going to be showing you all some things that Bethesda sneakily added into the new Fallout 76 update that involves fishing. Some of these secrets could be hinting at something they could have planned in the future. I'm not exactly positive on that, but it definitely does seem like it, like they're foreshadowing something to come in the future. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this. Hope you all find this enjoyable, and if you do, consider leaving a like. Let's try to get this video to surpass 500 likes. That'd be freaking awesome, guys. As always, though, that's totally up to you if you want to take the time to support this video or not. First off, I want to give credit where credit is due. These first few secrets that I'll be sharing with you all was actually told to me by a guy that goes by the Derps. He commented on one of my previous videos, and he told me about these first few secrets that I'll be showing y'all. The first one will involve this camp that you can find out in the middle of nowhere next to the Fisherman's Rest. It's going to be located right over here. I'm getting kind of close. So as you can see, here it is. Pull up on the map. I'm at Fisherman's Rest, which is the new location over here in the mire. And yeah, you want to come over here toward the outer edge. We're near the out of bounds area. But over here we can find a bunch of rad stags. A bunch of them. Not only that, there's some other things too, but first, let's cover these rad stags. As you can see, there's quite a bit of glowing rad stags around in this vicinity. Here's oh, sheesh. Daggone, they just keep coming. They just keep coming. It's like they're ghosts. I don't know how many I just took out right there. I think like 7 or something. But anyways, also over here, you can find this meat pile. Yes, this is always here when you come over here. It's kind of bizarre. It's like they were cooking up human flesh. You'll see what I'm talking about. You can see right here. Someone was cutting this guy up and was about to eat the forbidden meat. Also, you can find this lady right here. Looks like she was taken out by one of the rad stags. And you can find a few other goodies too, like loose springs, gears, and whatnot around here. And look at this. How freaking creepy is this, guys? Got some human meat right up here, hanging, getting ready to be cooked, like I was saying before, in this meat pile. Don't know what's all been cooked in this pot, but I don't recommend eating out of this pot because there's probably been some human flesh cooked up in there. Anyways, also here, you can find a wooden crate underneath the table. Anyways, not too far from this creepy camp, you can find something really interesting. You can find a unique explosive over here. Wait, did I pass it? No. Yeah, it's over here. Here it is. Check this out. Inside this crate here, you can find some dynamite that you can use. Sheesh. Oh my gosh, this is brutal, guys. Another like head down here. And it looks like some explosions set off right here. And I think these are intestines and stuff. Maybe that guy's body and some others. Yeah, this is brutal. But yeah, there's also a note here that reads, blast fishing. Step 1, find dynamite. Step 2, find a fishing lake. Step 3, find a good fishing mark. Step 4, light the dynamite. The reference book page numbers were smudged. It's unclear what the second number was. Testing required. Hold for 10, 16, 18 seconds. Step 5, reap the rewards. Seems like someone might have held it for too long and blew themselves up, I think. I'll go ahead and just throw the dynamite in the water. This is referencing blast fishing, which is awesome since this is part of the fishing update. But here goes. Throw some dynamite in. Oh! If only a bunch of fish started to come up. Thought that was fish at first coming up. That'd be crazy. But here's what it looks like on the ground. The explosion. Basically the same as a grenade explosion. Still, nonetheless, it's dynamite. I don't think we've ever been able to just randomly find dynamite like that. There was fish in here too. Daggone it, it would have been cool if they just floated to the top like I took them out with the dynamite. But yeah, that's a few secrets that guy told me about. Now this next one, this guy didn't tell me about. I made this a while back ago during the public test server, but I wanted to cover it again because I feel like it's foreshadowing something that we may get to encounter or discover in the future. In case you don't know, the developers are starting to foreshadow the Interloper. There's actually a whole story that involves Captain Raymond Clark with the Interloper, it seems, and whoever this guy is as well. You'll see what I'm talking about. Captain Raymond Clark basically loses his mind, and the Interloper is basically starting to control him. We can figure all this out at the new location here, Fisherman's Rest. But anyways, to start off this lore here, let's get into one of the most interesting pieces that you can find right over here. You can find this note called the Deep Note. As you can see, if we go and pick it up, you will notice, for some of you that know about the Interloper, that this is the Interloper on this note, as well as some scribble that I can't really make out what it is. And it looks like it's also towering above some kind of obelisk or something. And by the way, it seems like the captain made this note. Trust me, it's going to make sense here in a little bit on why I think that. It seems like the Interloper was calling out to the captain. Somehow it got control of him. And as some of you may know, the Interloper basically controls your mind and makes you do things that you're not even aware. It like calls to you and it makes you do things, or it makes you come to it and stuff like that. I'll get more into that further in this video. There's some holotapes that we can pick up that goes over how the Interloper works. And I think the reason why we can't really make out what is being said there is because the captain is like losing his mind. But yeah, speaking of that, so yeah, this is really interesting. We may be hopefully encountering the Interloper sometime in the future, maybe in a possible future raid or something. But it is definitely the Interloper. I mean, you can see the little hand above it in the back, like the little deformed arm, the tentacles, of course, the giant long legs, the weird looking body. Yeah, it's definitely it. Anyways, now let's get into the holotapes that you can find around here about the captain. The first one you can find will be located right over here next to this ham radio. It's called Captain's Log number 1. Let's go ahead and play this. Listen into this.
Ever since I washed up on these shores, my mind's felt more and more adrift. I'm hoping this might be a way to keep me anchored. My name is Captain Raymond Clark. My father was a bosun, and so was his father before him. My mother's name was Deirdre, and she had long flaxen hair. This is foolish. How do I stop this thing?
So yeah, that right there was like, right there he obviously was worried that he was losing his mind. And that's the reason why he was saying that stuff in the holotape, to try to remember, you know, himself and his parents. But anyways, next up here, we can find another holotape over here called Captain's Log number 2. Let's go ahead and play this one.
It's been a few weeks, or months, since I recorded one of these. A whole season seemed to go by without my noticing. My head's been so clouded I can barely keep track of what state we're in. Come on, Raymond, hold it together. My name is Captain Raymond Clark. My father was a bosun. My mother's name was oh, confound it!
So yeah, that right there, as you heard, he is completely losing it. Like, he doesn't remember what happened months ago. And he's just like randomly coming back into sense, like, wait, how did I get here? What's happening? And he didn't even remember his mom's name. Fortunately, he remembered his dad's, but still, nonetheless, he's losing his mind more and more. Kind of makes me wonder if he's like going to be transforming into the fisherman that's next to him or something, or if that fisherman next to him is evil in a way. But anyways, we can find his third log right here on this barrel. Let's listen into this one.
My name is Captain. I'm a captain. It's my job to fish. To catch as many fish as we can. My father was a fish, and my mother.
So yeah, that right there, as you heard, his mind is getting even worse. He literally called his dad a fish, as well as his mom. And
Once again, didn't remember his mom's either, and he just ended the holotape, and he just ended the tape immediately. He was getting frustrated. He couldn't even like hold a train of thought. It's like something once again is taking over his mind, which that's the Interloper doing that. Now, there's some diary pieces that we could find of him as well, which I gotta say, this thing in this bottle looks crazy. Like, let alone, the Interloper reminds me of Call of Cthulhu style, you know. Same with, like, inside this bottle, it's like an octopus. Like, the Interloper reminds me of something straight out of an H.P. Lovecraft story. But yeah, anyways, now there's some diary pieces that we could find over the captain before he got here. So this was while he was still set sail in the waters and, you know, on his boat. As you can see here, we got diary excerpts 1 over here on this table. Let's go ahead and read this. Entry 1. Sold most of our catches for far cheaper than we ought to this month, but I just can't bear to see the state of the poor souls that we meet in the ports. At least this way they could fill their bellies for a night. The men think I've gone soft, but they're forgetting how easy we've got it. Anyways, here's entry 2. Spied some almighty shadows beneath the ship of late. These waters grow more treacherous with every passing day. If it's not the sea herself, it's the creatures within. Spied some almighty shadows, huh? So whatever he saw must have been huge. Anyways, here's entry 3. Blessed Poseidon, have mercy on our wretched souls. This storm has raged at us for 3 days and nights. It didn't give us the faintest warning of its coming, neither. She better blow over soon, for Linda Lee can't take much more of this abuse. So yeah, literally he was going through some crazy storms while he was writing his diary and seeing some weird things. Also, by the way, the crab wasn't a part of this boat yet. As you can see on the side of the boat, it states Linda Lee. So that's just something he called his boat. That's just how pirates are, and people that are really into their boats, they name them. Same with car enthusiasts. They name their vehicles. So the captain named his ship Linda Lee. But eventually, though, this crab became a part of this boat. Obviously, he wasn't able to use this boat on waters if the crab was in it, because it has a giant hole in it now. Obviously, that's not going to float anymore. So maybe this crab became to be in the boat from going through those bad storms he was going through, the treacherous waters, and seeing the crazy creatures and shadows. But anyways, carrying on here, there's one more diary that I know of that we can read that's really interesting and has multiple entries as well over here. Diary excerpts number 2. Let's go ahead and read this one. Entry 4. I feel I must be dreaming. I've woken up ashore? God knows how. Flashes of terrible visions plague my mind. I'll be dang if I could tell whether they're nightmares or memories, though. Same figure always lurking in them. It's hard to know what's real or not anymore, especially now I'm plagued with these strange urges. So this right here is, I believe, foreshadowing the Interloper. He mentioned how he keeps seeing this same figure, which would make sense on why he drew out this figure too. That's what's plaguing his mind now. He might have actually went to it, because as I mentioned before, the Interloper calls to you. It like gets you to do things, and you don't like remember things and stuff like that, and it actually gets you to come to it. But yeah, he just randomly appeared here after that huge storm he went through, and after seeing the strange shadows and stuff, and now he has these strange urges too happening to him. But anyways, carrying on here to entry 5. Been following them for so long now, doing all kinds of strange things, anything to stop the pain. Find myself in agony often. Or is it ecstasy? Or is it pleasure, you know? So things that he could be remembering that he did, that he's considering that he just woke up from a terrible dream, could have been a memory of his. Which, visiting the Interloper could be a freaking nightmare. That thing is freaking scary down there. But yeah, which brings me to the next part that I want to get into, since we're on the topic of the Interloper. Let's get into the lore that we can find of it. We can find 2 holotapes about it. The first one will be located over here in Point Pleasant. When you get over here to Point Pleasant, you just want to head up this way, and we're going to be making our way to the top of the building. So an easy way to get up there is just by heading this way and then head up this, and then over here just take these stairs up. And this is the building you want to get on top of. Be warned, there will be plenty of cultists that will try to attack you around this area. I just took them out for the sake of recording this. But inside here, you can find a holotape that states Interloper. There will also be some rad roaches in here, so be prepared for that. But as you can see, there's a holotape in here once again called Interloper.
And I'm going to go ahead and play this as well as the cinematic that I made too, to help visualize what's being said instead of just the audio. And I just like making machinima, so this was fun to put together.
There are other things in this world now that cannot be explained. The end of the world has awoken. Something. We all know the Mothman is out there, stalking and watching us, but what of the unseen? There are things we can only glimpse in our minds. Great entities beyond our comprehension. The Mothman is a creature more like us than the unknowable horrors in the peripheral vision of our subconscious minds. No longer just a false memory now. I have heard a tale of this entity made real, deep in the earth. The storyteller was mad by any reckoning, but his story, no less true. My name is Jeff Lane, and I will lay bare this watcher. No matter how deep I must go, I will come to know the true nature of the Interloper.
Okay, so that was one holotape that you can find over the Interloper. And as you heard, Jeff Lane was going to go out to find this creature so he can study it. So he trekked all the way down here to the Lucky Hole Mine. Once in here, this next holotape that you can find by Jeff Lane over the Interloper is located right up here. It looks as if he was camping out here. As you can see, it's called The Chosen.
The Interloper is here. I can feel it clearly. Last night, in visions more real than the senses, it called to me, and I go to it now. Signs are all around that I am not the only one to hear the call, though where they have failed, I will not, for it summons me alone in the end. Before I go deeper, for the truth revealed changes all. By its very nature, let it be known, in this world, the Interloper has chosen Jeff Lane as the conduit of the unknowable. Together, the hidden reality becomes manifest at long last.
So yeah, there you have it. There's the hidden holotapes over this secretive creature that dwells at the bottom of Lucky Hole Mine. That goes by the Interloper, interestingly enough. But yeah, that's the interesting story of the Interloper. And it turns out there is something new down here at where we can find the Interloper at the Lucky Hole Mine. Now, in case you don't know where to find this creature at, just take the route that I take. I'm going to be fast forwarding this though, so feel free to rewind it if it does go too fast. Here's the entrance to it. Let's head on inside. Okay, so once in here, you're just going to head down these tracks right here. But yeah, at the end of this track here, you just head right, and then you take a left up here, head straight, then take another left, and then head straight. Then at this door, just bust a right. Keep in mind, there will be plenty of cultists down here too that you will encounter. But yeah, over here, you just take a left and head this way. And then you'll come out at this area where there's a bunch of seats at and stuff like that. Looks like some kind of like meeting was going on down here. But when you get to this place, this is where you're actually close to the secret where the Interloper dwells at. You just want to head this way through this tunnel. And then you want to go through these bushes right here. This is the secret way. And the Interloper is hidden down in here. As you can see, you'll come across this laboratory right here where it looks like someone was studying them at. Could have been Jeff Lane here. But yeah, right here, if you go through these vines, this will lead you down to the Interloper. And there's actually some new details down here since this fishing update. And well, you'll see. What's down here now? As you can see, you can find baskets of fish now. So yes, the captain is involved with the Interloper. Look at that, there's even fish bits, or fish guts right there. Looks like the Interloper's eating. I don't know if something more is about to be coming with the Interloper, but yeah, we can find baskets of fish down here now. Which, by the way, this is the Interloper close up, guys. This thing looks insane. Could you imagine it standing? Look how tall this thing is, long it is. Its leg goes all the way back there. It's got that deformed arm in the back. Freaking creepy. And there's the obelisk that was in his drawing too. Looks like what's ever on this has animal hooves as feet.
I don't know, really weird. But yeah, the captain is definitely involved down here with the Interloper. It has taken over his mind. He might have came across it during his travels on the sea somehow. Because as some of you know, you can sometimes see its tentacles move. It's almost as if this thing is in some kind of like deep hibernation or something. It's not dead. It definitely doesn't seem dead because it is still moving. And for those of you wondering, well, what about the like baby Interloper thing that you could find at the deep location, since that note was titled The Deep after all? And unfortunately, no, there's nothing new over at this area. It seems like the only new details they added was at the giant Interloper, which was drawn on that. But yeah, just letting you know, there's nothing new over here for those of you that might be curious. But I guess that's wrapping up this video, everyone. Hope you all found this video enjoyable. As always, most importantly, appreciate y'all taking the time, watching and listening. Until next time, peace.